That's what he said. He told that spirit, hold, shut down. Be quiet. Shut up. Hold that peace when you think he's telling. Shut up. And come out of him. And when the devil had thrown him in the midst, he came out of him and hurt him not. And they were all amazed and spake among themselves, saying, what a word is this? For with authority and power he commanded the unclean spirits, and they come out. Ain't no weakness in that. And the fame of him went out into every place of the country round about. That wasn't what he was doing it for. He was doing it because it was needed to be done. When you look at Philippians 2:7, but made himself of no reputation. I was trying to make himself of no reputation. This is for the people. And took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in the fashion of a man, he humbled himself, and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. For who? The children of Israel. So our people you don't want to give him glory. Why should he come and redeem you? And the Spirit of the Most High was rolling with him. And I think the Holy Spirit is giving understanding of what we're supposed to be doing at this time, as far as being as he was. He raising up an army, spiritual army of men, soldiers, that's going to do what they need to do to fulfill what it is that's written in the scriptures. Period. No more, no less. As it is written. Can't nobody stop that. No matter how you think, no matter what you think, it's got to be proven by thus said the Most High. Look at Luke, the 13th chapter, and the 10th verse. And he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath. He was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath. And he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath day. Not in the street, but he was teaching in the synagogue on one of the Sabbath. Now, he might have went to the street afterward, but he was teaching in the synagogues on one of the Sabbaths, on the Sabbath day. And behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity, 18 years. These are spirits. These different sicknesses and ills, you hear him saying sins. Behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity 18 years, and was bowed together, and could in no wise lift up herself. And when the Mashiach saw her, he called her to him, and said unto her, Woman, thou art loosed from thine infirmity. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight, and glorified the Most High. And the ruler of the synagogue, the building that they were in, answered with indignation. They got angry because that Mashiach had healed on the Sabbath day, and said unto the people, there are 6 days in which men ought to work, and them therefore come and be healed, and not on the Sabbath day. Technical. And the Mashiach Yahushua, our master, then answered him and said, Thou hypocrite, does not each one of you on the Sabbath loose his ox or his ass from the stall, and lead him away to water him, to give him some water? And ought not this woman, being a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan, you hear that? Whom Satan hath bound, this daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has bound, lo, these 18 years, be loosed from this bond on the Sabbath day? Do you understand this? This is what you're looking at. A lot of infirmities you have is from Satan binding you up to have you go through what you're going through. But no, you don't even feel that because you know. But understand, Philippians 2:5. Let this mind be in you that was also in Mashiach Yahushua. Here he is talking to us. This woman had this infirmity for 18 years. What did he say? Verse 15, our master then answered him and said, thou hypocrite, does not each one of you on the Sabbath loose his ox or his ass from the stall and lead him away to watering on the Sabbath day? They do this. That's why you call him a hypocrite. You speaking off this, but he know what they're doing. And are not this woman being a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has bound? Lo, these 18 years, look at all the years you've been suffering. Satan had this woman for 18 years. And some people have been suffering and suffering and suffering. Satan got them bound. But they don't know it because they dealing with whatever they're dealing with. Thinking they're in the spirit or the Most High, on the right side. But Satan had her bound for 18 years. Be loose from this bond on the Sabbath day. He said, can't she be loose from this bond that Satan have her under on the Sabbath day? When you taking an animal and making sure that that animal is not thirsty for that day before you came to the Sabbath day, to the synagogue on the Sabbath day. And when he had said these things, all his adversaries, these means all his enemies, were ashamed, and all the people rejoiced for all the glorious things that were done by him. 6 days you can do all your work, but 7th day you can't do nothing. That was their word. That's why he cut them. Said you take an animal and make sure that animal taken care of. And you gonna tell me that's more important than me healing this woman? Look at John the 18th chapter and the 19th verse. The high priest then asked Mashiach Yahushua of his disciples and of his doctrine. Mashiach Yahushua answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue. Let this mind be in you that was in Mashiach Yahushua. This is what Mashiach Yahushua said. John 18:20. Mashiach Yahushua answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue, in the building, and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort. Whither the Jews always resort. Whither the Jews always resort. And in secret have I said nothing. See, I said this openly. But what I have to say, just like I'm saying whatever, I got to say openly. You can hear what I'm saying. And I ain't hiding it from nobody. How I feel, how I think, just like he spoke openly, I'm speaking openly. You can hear what I'm saying. Just rewind it back. Or go to some other lesson, whatever. It's openly to the world as, like I said, let this mind be in you that was in a Mashiach Yahushua. That's what we doing here. Verse 20 again. Mashiach answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort. You hear that? So we had buildings that we always resorted to. And in secret have I said nothing. Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me what I have said unto them. Behold, they know what I said. I'm going to give it to you again. Since y'all got this old weak spirit, y'all got that Caesar Borgia still in your mind, that little weak type of spirit, that Caesar Borgia that painted in your mind that you still have in your mind, even though you don't believe in the picture, you still believe in that type of weak spirit as a man. This is what he said. Say, why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me what I have said unto them. Behold, they know what I said. And when he had thus spoken, one of the officers which stood by struck Yahushua with the palm of his hand, saying, Answerest thou the high priest so? See? They hit him. Bam! Because he was an austere man. He was hard and stern. Yahushua answered him, If I have spoken evil, bear witness of the evil. But if well, why smitest thou me? See? See, if I told a lie, okay, I deserve that. But I didn't lie. Ask them. They know what I said. All Israel knew what he was saying. That came around to Mashiach Yahushua. Let's go into the old. We're gonna go into the Apocrypha. Let's look at First Ezra, first chapter. And we're going to look at, start at verse 41. Nebuchadnezzar also took of the holy vessels of the Most High and carried them away and set them in his own temple at Babylon. Those things that were recorded of him and of his uncleanness and impiety are written in the chronicles of the king. So he took them from our temple and put it in his wicked temple. Well, the Babylonians, the Ethiopians, and they had us in captivity for 70 years. And Joachim, his son, reigned in his stead. He was made king being 18 years old, and reigned but 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem, and did evil before the Most High. So after a year, Nebuchadnezzar sent and caused him to be brought into Babylon with the holy vessels of the Most High. So these holy vessels were brought into the land of Babylon when the Ethiopians brought us into captivity. And when that happened, this is what happened to our temple. When they came in, got us out of Israel, put us in the Babylonian captivity, this is what these Edomites did. And First Ezra 4 and 45. Thou also have vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites, the so-called Caucasian race, burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans. Ain't no marvel, come on, what they do to Black Wall Street. Burnt that city down to the ground. So no marvel they did this. But they took it from our temple and put it in their own temple. Look, let's continue. Going back to First Ezra, the first chapter. Verse 46, and made Zedekiah king of Judea and Jerusalem when he was 21 years old, 21 years old, and he reigned 11 years. And he did evil also in the sight of the Most High, and cared not for the words that were spoken unto him by the prophet Jeremiah from the mouth of the Most High. And after that, King Nebuchadnezzar had made him to swear by the name of the Most High. He forswear himself and rebelled, and hardened his neck and his heart. He transgressed the laws of the Most High power of Israel. Wicked. The governors also of the people and of the priests did many things against the laws, and passed all the pollutions of all nations. You hear that? And passed all the pollutions of all nations, and defiled the temple of the Most High, which was sanctified in Jerusalem. Nevertheless, the Most High power of their fathers, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, sent by his messenger to call them back, because he spared them and his tabernacle also. But they had his messengers in derision, and look, when the Most High spake unto them, they made a sport of his prophets. So far forth that he, being wroth with his people for their great unrighteousness, commanded the kings of the Chaldees to come up against them, who slew their young men with the sword, yeah, even within the compass of their holy temple. See? The compass of our holy temple, place of worship, and spared neither young man nor maid, old man nor child among them, for he delivered all into their hands. And they took all the holy vessels of the Most High, both great and small, with the vessels of the ark of the Most High, and the king's treasures, and carried them away into Babylon. As for the house of the Most High, our temple, they burnt it, and break down the walls of Jerusalem, and set fire upon their towers. We just read who did it. The Edomites did it. And as for her glorious things, they never ceased till they had consumed and brought them all to naught, brought them all to nothing. And the people that were not slain with the sword, he carried into Babylon, who became servants of him and his children, till the Persians reigned, to fulfill the word of the Most High spoken by the mouth of Jeremiah, until the land had enjoyed her Sabbaths. The whole time of her desolation shall she rest, until the full term of 70 years. See? Then the Persian and Medes came in, took over. Look at, go to 1 Ezra 6. Just showing you that we did have a building, a temple that we worshiped in. Just a moment.